My first film is The Woman King. It's based on a historic story from about the kingdom of Dahomey in Africa. I forget the other tribe, but they're kind of warring with another tribe. And what's happening is they're part of the slave trade. They pretty much trade their captives or whatever out to wars or whatever. And the new king played by, and I don't have his name handy, played by John Boyega, King.
And he was King Gezo.
Gezo. His brother pretty much, I guess it was a coup and they overthrew his brother. So his brother was like heavy on slavery. He actually mentions that their own mother was enslaved, by his brother. But one of the things that's happening is they want to change their ways, or Viola Davis's character, who is like a General Nanisca. She was wanting to change, help the country change its ways instead of making money off of people. They have palm oil, and they were trying to develop that. They pretty much are at war with another African tribal country, and it's pretty much going over her training a group of women, because they're all female warriors. Most of the army is most female warriors, to go through and just fight for the country. Overall, I love this film. It has a lot of heart. There's a lot of new faces that I've seen on it. Lashonda Lynch, she was actually in it. She played 007 in the last James Bond movie. She also plays Monica Rambeau's mother in Captain Marvel. You had, like I said, John Boyega. Nobody else that I really recognize other than them, but overall,
the one woman that was in Doctor Strange, she had a small part. Remember when they were holding?
Yeah, that's Lashonda Lynch.
No, it was the other one, the tall one. I can't remember her name, but
I see. Sheila Atim. Yeah, she was one of the. Yeah, she was part of the Commentage or whatever group. Yeah, she was in that film. Yeah, but there's a lot of good actors.
Yeah, this guy's is good. Like watching this play out, like everyone was kicking ass in their roles. Like even the bad guy, the leader of the opposite tribe. I love that dude too, man. I'd love to hate him watching this.
Oh man, he was horrible. And then when you kind of get to what he did in the past and what he was actually doing, it was kind of messed up. But going back and looking at things having to do with slavery, it was kind of messed up to where you were selling your own people. Enslaving, I guess they were doing that anyway in a way, but actually selling them to Europeans and, sending them overseas, to America and, parts of Europe or whatever. It's kind of a messed up thing. Yeah. Overall, this film had a lot of heart.
There's always that part of it that I think, people bring that up was like, well, they sold their own people. And I was like, yeah, but at the same time, it was a bit different than like chattel slavery in the South. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they knew they were selling their people to that kind of slavery. Because like even in the film, there's moments where you see that they get captives from the other tribe and they kind of
integrate them to the village. Yeah.
It's like, all right, we got you this way, but we're gonna let you be a person. You can have a life. You can. But that is one of the controversies around this film, and I think a lot of people are. It was the number one film over the weekend, despite a lot of the pushback, and I think people were saying, the Dahomey, the history's there, man. They were very active participants in the slave trade, and really the only reason that they started to slow down and relent was because pressure from the British. The British were one of the first. It's crazy because the British were one of the biggest colonizers, but after they got theirs, then they decided to, all right, we're going to ban slavery, and they were the biggest challenge to them. So I think King Gezo was also historically accurate. He was reluctant, so he didn't want to give up the trade, because the problem is, if we give up the trade, all of our enemies are still involved in it. You know? So that's going to be detrimental to us, and eventually we're going to lose, our position, because our enemies are just going to rise up and conquer us. So that was true that he did try to develop the palm oil thing too, to try to, compensate for the money they would have lost having to, give up the slave trade. So, so they do address it in the film. It's not like they're throwing it under the bum.
I kind of thought it was neat. It wasn't no real plain out easy answer, and it wasn't really completely resolved.
Nah. This is a situation that's not so black and white. It does have nuance to it, historically and in this film. It is what it is. A lot of people are like, why are we trying to paint these slavers as heroes? But I mean, it's sometimes you could be both. Life is not that cut and dry sometimes, man. Yeah. But I will commend it for just, showing aspects of the thing that I haven't really seen in other films, man. I don't think I've seen something on this bigger level that even brought up the idea that, Africans were participants. Maybe there's a little bit in Roots when you realize that Kunta Kinte's people was probably captured by the Dahomey.
Yeah.
If we want to get, serious about it. And it's kind of funny. That name was cracking me up immediately because I'm silly. And I was like, dang, it's the homies. But I will say this, man. I did love the spirit. The performance in this thing are great, man. There was moments of this that really hit me kind of hard, man. Like the
everything about
the story. The girl Nawi.
Yeah, no, it's a lot. She's gonna be a real big actress one day.
Yeah, she was good.
Yeah, it's parts of it that kind of make you want to tear up. Tear up on just because of the situation, and she had a lot of heart to her.
Yeah, and I think I mentioned to you before a few days ago. Lashana Lynch was probably my favorite character. Izogi in this, she was just badass. I think she would be, in a way, like I can't explain it, man. Let's just say if Viola Davis is the Black Panther, then Izogi is her Okoye, man, and she was just so cool in this. Kind of also like being a mentor to the other women warriors, and it kind of being their drill sergeant in a way, but also their advocate and also their cheerleader, like pushing them along. Like this thing has a lot of really great performances, man. Like even like I said, the bad guy, man. I think this guy Jimmy Odukoya. I don't know anything I've seen him, man. But dude, every time he showed up, it was just like, man, this is
dread.
This is a bad guy.
Yeah.
He's a bad guy, dude. There's another thing that stood out to this film to me. It's made in modern times in our era, but it still had an old school feel to it, man. I don't know why.
Fight choreography just seemed like it felt kind of throwback in a way. It was this film was done real well. I hope it does well during the award season.
Yeah, I got a feeling. I think that's where this thing's going to shine, man. Because like I said, man, Viola Davis is good, but I always expected her to be good. But I think Lashana Lynch definitely ate up a lot of scenery in this thing, man. Can't remember, keep forgetting the name. Duso and Beidou. She played Nawi, the character Nawi, man. And it was just great, man. It was cool, man. But then there was like just other stuff, like I said, the historical elements, because most of these characters, I know King Gezo is real, but Viola Davis's character is fictional, and most of these characters are fictional in the dialogue. But also, I thought it was interesting to include the Malik character, man. You got a dude that's like half black and half Spanish, whose family has profited from the slave trade, and all he knows is wherever he came from. I'm not sure if they say what country he was in, but when it comes to Africa,
he was living in Brazil. But
Brazil.
Yeah, mm-hmm. I guess he was a free person, but he was because his mother was from there. She was part of the Dahomey. She wanted him to actually see the tribe.
Yeah, saw the tribe, but also his family was also participants in the trade too. Yeah. So we get that interesting moment where
he was friends with the guy that with the guy that was part of the trade, but he was. I think it might have been mentioned that his dad was like a printer
or something.
A printer, yeah.
All right. But it's interesting because you may have heard things, but then seeing it up close, we get that moment where he sees it, and it's just like, damn, like it hits him. It's like, wow, like these are people. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I thought it's got some really cool touches, man. I think the haters, I don't know if you're going to be able to flip them, but maybe if some of them do actually see the film, they'll have a change of heart on what's, actually being depicted. But I enjoy this, man. I don't have a problem with it, dude. Like I said, man, it's messy subject matter, and I don't think you could really do any better than what this story is trying to tell you, man. Like, and they don't gloss over the fact that the Dahomey are doing what they're doing, man. It's there. They didn't hide it at all. If you ask me. So yeah. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed that one, man.